Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
When you go here, you can see these are all the HRS Element Foundation objects. We cannot create any element. We cannot create any new object. No, from XML also we cannot able to create. If SAP is creating a new object, that will be showing here. That will be showing in the front end and, of course, back end system. If suppose in the new release, now you are seeing location, group, geozone, pay range. All these are the foundation objects, right? If in the new release, if SAP is also introducing one or two foundation object, then that will be reflecting in the new release. It will be showing in the provisioning also, as well as in the front end also. But we don't have any option of creating the what you call new object. But we can do what is the existing object. Under that we can create the field, but object we cannot able to create. Got. Object is being created by default, but fields under that you can see these are standard fields, right? If the customer want to create a custom field, also that we can create it, but object we cannot able to create. That is being restricted from the SAP side. Coming back into the XML, we can see HRS element as divide two parts, that is ID and the label. The ID, you should not go and touch the ID. Whatever changes which we want to make, we can make the changes in the label part from the XML, and we have the translation. This is a designing of that XML that we need to understand. This is the standard setup of the leg. We are not writing any code already. The codes are there, but how the code is being written, defined and designed, that we need to know. We should learn. That is the reason element starts with the ID and the label. Label, we can make it change English, and we can see here the other translations. And when we scroll down the other translations, we after the HRS element, under the HRS element, we have the HRS field. Can you see here? It starts with the HRS field. Right. When it starts with the HRS field means the first one location, group ID. Right. Same thing which we are coming here. You can see location group ID. Even HRS field is also divided into two parts. One is ID and the label. Got. How element is divided? HRS field is also divided. One is ID and one is the label. You can see here the length. Maximum length ID, visibility required. This bracket which you are seeing here, in that whatever options which you are seeing, this is called the attributes of that particular field. What is called? It is called as an attribute of that particular field. What is the field name? Location group ID. Right. For the location group ID, what is the attributes? The maximum length the visibility required. These are the attributes of each field. Here you can see HR's field is what? Location group. What is the length of this location? Group ID. Attitude. Right. In the front end, suppose if I'm going here and making a correction and I'm just typing something, it will show. Can you see here? Maximum length allowed is 32 characters. Got it. Why it is coming? Because that is being configured and defined in the XML. Similarly, visibility equal to both means it can be readable as well as editable. That is required equal to true means if you are keeping required equal to false, or else if I'm removing totally this option I'm totally removing means you are making that field as a not mandatory. Either we have an option of removing this entire part, or you can keep it as false. In both the cases, it will show here as not mandatory. Now you can see location group description. This is a not mandatory field. Got it. If you want to make any field mandatory, then you have to update that attribute in the XML. These are the attributes which you are seeing, the length visibility required. These are the attributes, including the code. We should not go and test. If you want to do anything which is related to the label part, we can do the changes here. It is editable. And again you can see after this the same sequence in after English translation. The other translation will be showing here. Can you see the other translation? Now, after completion of the other translation, it will take you to the second field. What is the second field? Location group name, right? Before starting up the location group, the same designing structure will be there. Attributes of that particular field. Therefore, location group name. You can see here location group name. It is not a mandatory field. When I go back here, you can see maximum length, they have kept it as 32. Visibility, they have kept it as both. And we have updated that. We can update the label. ID will be the standard one. And then you have a translation. Then after that, when you scroll down after the translation, the third field will be reflecting right. Description, the attribute of the description. We can see after when we started with element. Under the ACE element, the sequence will be the label translation and all on the standard HRS fields. That starts with the code name description. And furthermore, it will be going down the status and everything will be showing status. Then after the status, you can have start date right. Start date will be there. If you go here, you can see start date effectively, right? This is the start date. But if you go and scroll down, we cannot find. We have the end date, but you can see visibility. They have kept as none. Not readable, not editable, it is not visible. They have kept it as none. When you go back into the system, can you see any end date here? It is not there. Right. They have hidden that particular field. That it is showing again. The translation will be there. And when you scroll down, we have now, after all, the standard fields. After completion of all the standard fields, it starts with the custom fields. If you want to add any custom field in the HRS element that is in the foundation of it, the custom field in XML, it is divided into 4 parts. One is custom string, one is custom number, one is custom date, and one is custom decimal. When you go here, already 2 fields I have used as a custom field location area and location area list. This I have created as a custom field. When I go here, you can see location area and location list. I have created as a custom field. Can you see here how we have created that? I will show you in the coming sessions. But same thing, when you are going and creating it here, you can see when I scroll down. Let me scroll down also. You can see custom string, string 3. It is showing. Right? When we discuss about custom field is divided into 4 parts. That is custom string number, date and decimal. Every custom field will be having. SAP has given 10 to 20 options they have given to create the records. When we discuss about when we see custom string numbers are 20. Already custom string 1 and 2 are already used. Right? How much it is left? 18 are. You can see custom string 3 is there. You can see custom string 4 is there. Right? 5 is there. Like this we have custom string 20. When I scroll down 10, 16, custom string 19. And when I scroll down, you have custom string 20 and after 20. But you can see when I scroll down, you can see custom date is coming. Right. You can see custom date is coming here. Right. Total custom string we have 20, which we can enable that also. It is controlled from SAP. If suppose if the customer has already utilized 20, then customer don't have any option in the coming release. If the SAP is introducing a new, some more strings, they're increasing 5 more from 20 to 25. That is from a SAP side. Otherwise, SAP has given these number of options for creating string. We have 20 date also. We have date. I think we have 10. When I go here, custom string, custom date, and you can see custom number, it is done. Why we have a custom string date number? Because this defines the behavior of that particular field. Right? I'm creating a field, but how the field will be behaving in the front end, that defines. Right? Now you can see a field is being there and that field is specified as a date. That is the thing, it is coming as a date picker. This is the appearance. What is showing? Suppose if I am going and creating something as a decimal, I want that field should only, whatever input I am putting into that field, it should take as a character or a number or a decimal. That defines this custom fields. That is string, number, date and decimal. Got. If customer is coming up a requirement that we want, some numbers should come in there. They will not know that. They will not. They are not aware about the functionality. Functionality part, we are the expertise. We should know they will only speak in a very generic language, layman language. We should try to coordinate that communication into SA language, but they weren't actually in the system. If they are looking up for the numbers, then we have this option, custom number. We can able to, and there is no sequence. It is nothing that you have to go from custom 1, 2 or something. You can pick randomly 17, 15 to 12, 9, anything. That you can pick. But whatever is the leftover that make, assure that in the future you can able to utilize that. If it is totally used, then you don't have any option to add it. Custom field. Similarly, when I go into after custom number, it will be 20, I think. Fifth. And after 20, it is showing custom decimals. Now you can see the design of the XMNL. It starts with HR's element, the label, the translation. Then we have HIS field, that the standard field. Each standard field start with attributes, then the label and the tender translation, and then each other one to one standard fields. After completing all the standard fields, it starts with the custom fields. Custom fields. We can see it is divided into 4 parts, that is custom string, custom date, custom number and custom decimals. All these things which you are seeing, it is for which object? It is for location group. Right. All these are all the custom fields are for the location group. Similarly, when you are going for the location group for all the custom fields, that each object or HRS element will be having different custom fields. Got it. How you have seen for the location group, the custom string 20, custom date 10, custom number 20. Same thing applies to other foundation objects. Got it. In the XML. Now, after decimal, when I scroll down, you can see here the attribute to be there, label will be there. When you scroll down, after the end of the custom field, we can able to see the association. Association means the relationship between the object. When I scroll down, this is the custom decimal 20. When I scroll down here, I'm not finding any association. But where is the association? If I go and see the association, I can see the association in the location. Right. It's not location and legal entity. Right. And association will be there. Right. If I want to go here, if I want to show you the location. Now you understood the designing of the standard, designing of the HRS element and the field. Right. Now if I want to show you the location. When I scroll down, let me complete all the fields here. Standard fields as well as the custom field. End of the field, we will find the association. Now it's still custom string, custom date, custom number. Then we have custom decimal. Still, it is called location. Custom string, custom decimal 20. Let me scroll down. Now you can see here the code which is showing. Up to here. This is the code where we have seen the destination entity. We can see here destination entity. Required means it is not mandatory. When we start with in the way forward in the coming session, when we start with what is association, then you should recall again. I will come back to the same screen. But as we are discussing about XML, I thought to cover up that every element. Now we are seeing what is the element location. Location will be having the standard fields. Right. After the standard fields and after the custom fields, we can see this code as an association. That association which has been mentioned because it is there for legal entity and geozone. You can see legal entity and geozone. These are the association. When I go back here, you can see two associations are there. Right. Geozone and legal entity. Can you see here? This is there, but when you go into location group, there is no code in there. Right. But if you want to test and if you want to include this code there and we want to update any particular object, that also it can be possible. You can able to try and you can able to create the association. Now here it is showing for locations. Now when I'm just going here for location, you can see that association is already there. We can create the records. Already we have seen this part. How we are adding the record with the company, that is with the entity. Correct? How it is? At that time, we were only focusing on how to create the records. Even in the import foundation data also, we were only adding the code. Right. When you go into the import foundation data, there also, I think we have an option of adding the code. If you are having that option, then we can add the code. Add the code means this code legal entity is a migrated object. Right. It is coming under their metadata framework. Right. I will show you in the coming class. When we start with MDF, now we are seeing foundation. How and where it is been defined. Right. That is the reason we started with data model and we are going with the corporate data model where we downloaded the XML. When we start with MDF, all the MDF objects and fields where it is defined in the front end, that I will start the topic after completion of the corporate data model. But in the corporate data model, how you are doing the association of the two objects, that I am just showing you where it has been done in the XML. Any questions here from your end? Foundation objects means whatever objects which you're seeing here, these all foundation objects will be there in the XML. Now either you can able to scroll down here. When you scroll down, you can able to go and let me scroll down. You can scroll down and you can able to see the foundation object. Another way that go to the controller and I can type a component. You can see the component. Same thing. It will be showing here. Can you see here? We can download specific part of no, this is the standard one. We cannot able to divide separately because XML is single for foundation. In that foundation, whatever objects are there, that is all coming under the code. If I want to go to pay range, you can see pay range. If I want to go to workflow, you can see like this. Either you can scroll down. If you're working on any particular object or field, you can go to from the source, you can able to go to Control F and you can able to search. Designing. You know it starts with the HRS element ID and the label ID. We should not do any changes, but we should. We can make the changes in the label and transaction. And after that we can see, after the HRIS element, we have the HRIS fields. That is one way of approaching from this particular screen. Another way of approaching from the screen is now you can see in the left side you have this screen open and here you can see when I click on HRS element, it will directly take me to that particular object. Can you see here? And you can see we have these objects, that HRS element and each HRS element you can see plus sign is there. When you click on the plus sign, you can see it will take you to the label. All the sequence of the label. After the label, when you complete the label here, when you complete the label, it starts with that. After completing the label, it starts with the first HIS field for that particular element. What is that location group ID? Right? It will be showing. Under the location group ID, that is HRIS field, it will start with all the HRIS fields. Each HRIS field again, it will have a plus sign. You can see the label is there. Right? For the IS field. Again, when you scroll down for that particular HRS field, after that label you can go with the second HS field. Then again in the second HRS field, you have a plus sign. You can go with another HRS field. It is up to you how you feel. You are comfortable with navigating from here, or you are navigating directly and going to the control of dynamic role. If I'm just putting dynamic role, it will take me to the dynamic role. You can see dynamic role here. Here, if you're working on particular field or something into the dynamic role, you can go there and you can use it, or you can able to modify it, or you want to create a custom field. End of the standard field, you have the custom fields. All the 4 custom fields will be there. You can utilize any custom field. It is customizable. You can see it is customizable. And whatever the label, whenever you are customizing, never update the ID. You can use the label part. You can reduce the length. You can play with the visibility. And if you want that field should be mandatory, then above, wherever you are seeing required equal to true. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.